OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Friday Night Smackdown. You are here with Just G and we are bringing you the review on a Friday evening. A rarity, but I think it may happen a few more times this year. So as you guys may be aware, King and Queen of the Ring is tomorrow in Saudi Arabia. Therefore, Smackdown was also aired in Saudi Arabia this evening at a start time of 6 PM for the UK. I did not watch it live, I watched it a little bit later. But that is why you are getting a very late review from me today rather than tomorrow morning. I want to get it out to you guys as quick as I possibly can. So without further ado, let's jump into everything that happened on SmackDown ahead of King and Queen of the Ring tomorrow. So first off, we are starting with our semi-final women's qualifier match for the Queen of the Ring match. So as we already know, Lyra Valkyria has qualified from the Raw side to the finals of the Queen of the Ring match. We now have a match between Bianca Belair and Nia Jax for the SmackDown final to face Lyra for that Queen of the Ring opportunity. So both of the girls make their way down to the ring. Lyra is sat ringside for this entire match, watching, taking notes, you know. She's taking everything into her head, watching both the girls, seeing what kind of a battle she's got against her ahead of herself tomorrow. So we start, Nia Jax is in control of this match. She's throwing Bianca around. She doesn't give a damn what's going on. She's like, I'm here to be Queen of the Ring. I'm going to make it Queen of the Ring. And yeah, she's showing the dominance that she always shows. There's a lot of back and forth between the two girls for quite a bit of the match. And eventually then Bianca has Nia. So Bianca's on the top rope, Nia's underneath her. She's punching. And the Saudi Arabian crowd are obviously doing the count in their language. 1, 2, 3. But in their language, of course. And yeah, so then there's a lot of back and forth between the girls. Again, Bianca has this tiny little crown sat on top of her braid. It's so cute. And Nia just kind of like rips it off. And then she holds it like this and puts it on top of her head. And she's like prancing like, I'm the queen, take control. It's really cute. It's like adorable. Anyway, we know Bianca has a bit of an issue with her knee at the moment, and you can see Nia is going in, taking advantage of that. She's working on Bianca Belair's knee. She knows that she's got a problem with that knee, and she's working every ounce of her moves into damaging that knee even more. As she is working on Bianca's knee, Bianca manages to counter out of the move, and she does go for a roll up on Nia Jax, but Nia Jax kicks out. Nia then goes and hits a Samoan drop to Bianca Belair out of nowhere, just goes for it. But Bianca manages to get up and she jumps up top rope and she hits a crossbody to Nia Jax. She attempts to pin Nia Jax, but Nia Jax kicks out from that pin. When she lands that crossbody, you see the impact that hits her knee, and it looks so painful. If you watch the replay carefully, the way she lands on her knee, she's literally like, ah. But yeah, that happened. So, but yeah, she attempts that pin on Nia Jax, but Nia Jax does kick out. Nia Jax at this point then goes top rope. Bianca gets underneath her, lifts her over and power bombs her. The strength from Bianca to be able to lift somebody like that and power bomb them into the mat is incredible. She does attempt another pin on Nia, but Nia again kicks out. We keep going back and forth a little bit more between the girls. They put on a great show no matter what they both do. Nia then goes up top rope again. Bianca underneath Nia lifts her up into that KOD position. She's coming over the ring getting ready to hit a KOD off Nia. However, Nia manages to roll off the back of Bianca's shoulders. So no KOD goes forward here. She hits an Annihilator to Bianca Belair. She attempts to pin. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax is going to the finals of Queen of the Ring. So I am very, very, very excited for this. I think Nia is definitely a great choice to be going forward to this. And I actually want Nia to win overall. I think she's going to make a fantastic Queen of the Ring. And I think the chance for her to have a championship match at SummerSlam is fabulous. So if you don't know, Triple H did announce yesterday that the winners of the King and Queen tournaments will have a championship opportunity at SummerSlam. So it gives them a bit of an incentive. It gives the King and the Queen of the Rings a bit more to go for, and I really am enjoying this. Like, I think come SummerSlam, Nia versus Becky will be a fabulous match. If that is the championship opportunity that they decide to give her. Anyway, Nia then starts talking a bit of a promo towards Lyra, saying, you've seen what I just did to Bianca, you've seen what I've done to Becky previously, or you've seen what I've done to this wrestler. That's what I'm going to do to you tomorrow to walk out queen. So yeah, that was that match. Okay, so after that match between Bianca and Nia, we go to a backstage segment where we see Bianca messing with her gear and her knee and looking at her knee and stuff. Tiffany walks up to her and she's like, better look next time, loser, and then she walks off. And then Byron comes in and asks for a few words about the match and her loss, and then Indy and Candice show up and they're taking the mick out of Bianca for losing, for hurting her knee, etc, etc. And then Jade shows up and she's like, well, this isn't how it's supposed to be going down, this isn't what you guys are supposed to be doing. And then Indy and Candice are like, oh, we've got to go, we've got to run. They literally scarper, they're gone. And Jade is like, I think those two are looking for a bit of a fight, a bit of a beat down. I'll go talk to Nick Aldis about this. And Bianca's like, you bet, go do it. So yeah, that happened. And we did then have a later announced pre-show match of Jade and Bianca versus Indy and Candice for the women's tag belts. So on the pre-show for the King and Queen of the Ring match, we will have that match, which is pretty cool. So then we move into the Grayson Waller effect with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. We do, however, see a QR code at this point for the Uncle Howdy stuff. Of course, you know I'm really deep into this. A lot of my TikToks I've been making about this, deciphering like the clues, the Twitch streams, everything. So if you do like the Uncle Howdy stuff, my Twitch is the place to be. It's linked down below, you can find it there. But yeah, this QR code, when you scan it, it brings you to a WWE website, which has a load of words. And like, it says like photo 1, photo 2, and then like betrayal, and there's literally loads of links, and you click on them and every single one is different. Every single one says something different, every single one has a different photo or a different writing. I haven't had a chance to read through them all yet, so I will be reading through them later, finding out anything I can find and making a TikTok on it. So if you do want to see that, again, down below, find my TikTok, come see it there. But if you know anything or figured out anything from the QR codes, put it in the comments, because I love reading the comments about the Uncle Howdy stuff. So yeah, please do that. Anyway, moving on. So we have the Grayson Waller effect. And they look like they are trying to introduce LA Knight out to them. They're like, he's a megastar. I guess he's a megastar. But before they have a chance to finish, Carmelo Hayes' music hits and Carmelo Hayes makes his way down to the ring. Carmelo is like, I had to stop you there for a second because it sounded like you were introducing me, but you forgot a few things. And then he goes on to mention like first pick Smackdown draft, etc, etc. And he's like, oh, and you forgot him. And yeah, so he goes off on them with a list of things that they forgot, even though they wasn't introducing him, they was introducing LA Knight. Grayson says to Carmelo that he would be a better guest than LA Knight anyway, because LA Knight sucks. And then the three of them are in the ring taking the piss out of LA Knight. And they're literally saying something and then going, yeah. And then saying something else and going, yeah. And it is quite funny to watch, to be honest, the three of them. They're a bit of a goofy clowns, but it's good. And then LA Knight's music hits. And LA Knight makes his way down to the ring. So after LA Knight makes his way down to the ring, he hits a promo on Carmelo Hayes, and he says that it won't take long to figure out whose game it is, and he's like, LA Knight, yeah. So he literally takes the mick out of Carmelo Hayes and then tells him whose game it is, and he goes to walk off because he's done. He's like, I'm done with this, LA Knight, I'm done with this. As LA Knight walks off, Carmelo Hayes does in fact hit him from behind, and then both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory also go in and they all start taking down LA Knight. As this is happening, we then hear the Street Profits music because they want the smoke. And they make their way down to the ring to help LA Knight. So the 6 of them are going at it in the Grayson Waller effect. It then turns into a 6-man tag match. So we have LA Knight and the Street Profits versus Carmelo Hayes and A Town Down Under. So we start with Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford. Oh, what I would give to see a full match between just these 2 single people. Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford, I think it would be such a phenomenally fantastic, technical, thought out match between those 2. So Triple H, if you're watching, we need to see that. Do you know what? I might make a TikTok on that later. Anyway, so we start with the Montez Ford and Carmelo Hayes. There is a lot of back and forth between the 2. They're very technical. They're very thinking. You can see the thought between every single move the pair of them do. It's very strategic. It's very technical. It's very, I don't know, their chemistry is good, them 2. I say this about Montez Ford every week. No matter who he works with, it works. He is the one showing everything, and he definitely deserves more than he gets. Like, him in the Street Profits is fabulous, but I definitely think he needs to be pushed to the moon. Anyway, back into it. So yeah, back and forth between the 2 of them. They're very technical. Montez goes for a drop kick to Carmelo. After that, he then tags in Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins is going in on Carmelo Hayes. Boom, boom, boom. Eventually, we get to the point where we have got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory going in on LA Knight. I'm not sure. I think something happened in the picture-in-picture or commercial part there, because it cut out for a second, and then all of a sudden we got Grayson Theory and Grayson Theory? What the hell am I doing? We've got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory going in on LA Knight, so there was definitely some tags made there that wasn't shown on screen. Anyway, LA Knight eventually then gets up away from them and manages to tag Angelo Dawkins back in. LA Knight is then on a bit of a rampage after a lot of back and forth between the 6 of them. Like, I love these 6-men tag matches, but sometimes you never know who's tagged who in, or who's going for who, or who's legal, unless you are watching so closely, because you could literally have 2 people going at it. Like, say, Montez Ford is going at it with LA Knight, or Montez Ford is going at it with Carmelo Hayes, but then Austin Theory could tap Carmelo Hayes' back and you wouldn't even see it. You wouldn't even see it. So, like, there is always a lot going on in these tag matches, so it's definitely very difficult to keep up with them sometimes. But eventually we get to the point where LA Knight is on a bit of a rampage in the ring. He's kicking everyone out. Go, 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 go. He then takes out Grayson Waller. He attempts to pin Grayson Waller, but Carmelo Hayes jumps in ring to break it. LA Knight then goes for a BFT on Grayson Waller, throws Carmelo Hayes out of the ring so he cannot go in to break that pin, because Montez Ford is then tagged in from LA Knight. LA Knight goes out ring to attack Carmelo Hayes on the announce table. He's like, there's no way you're getting back in to stop this pin. Montez Ford goes up ring rope top and he hits that frog splash to Grayson Waller. He pins Grayson Waller. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Street Profits and LA Knight have won. Of course, that is a fabulous moment for all of them. They want the smoke, obviously. And I'm really glad that they won. I would like to see an official tag match between A Town Down Under and the Street Profits eventually. Maybe the Street Profits winning those tag bouts, because I would love to see them having a tag run again alongside Montez Ford going for some kind of mid-card title, maybe. I definitely think there's a lot more to the Street Profits than we are getting right now. They need to just find the right time and the right pace for them, I think. Yeah. So, let's just refresh. So, then we move on to our next segment for the evening, which is Cody Rhodes. So, Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring with his forever entrance. He is the new Roman Reigns entrance, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so Cody makes his way down to the ring. He literally lifts his mic, doesn't even say a word. He goes like this, and Logan Paul's music hits. He doesn't even get a chance to do anything, and Logan Paul is there. He's coming down. So as Logan Paul is walking down the ramp, he's like So this is the third time I'm walking down the Saudi Arabian ramp with a title in sight, and this time it is your Undisputed Universal Champion, whatever it's called now, the Uwu bout. He talks about how he had given his brass knuckles to Michael Cole and he was going to win this fight fair and square, like no cheating, all cards on the table, he was going to do it just as him. And how he gave his brass knuckles to Michael Cole at the press conference yesterday. Cody then goes on to say to Logan that he is literally like a scared kid. He's pretending to be a professional wrestler when he's actually not. He's literally a kid acting like cosplaying. And then he tells him he's got another... he tells him that he thinks he's lying, that he thinks he's prepared, and Cody knows he's got another set of brass knuckles on him right now. He doesn't believe that Logan Paul gave everything, that he doesn't have more than one set of brass knuckles. And then Logan's like, I'm not a liar, I promise you, I swear down I don't have any more brass knuckles on me. So then Cody asks if the ref can pat him down to check see if he has the brass knuckles on him. And then Logan's like, well, why don't you do him first and check see what he's got? So the ref pats Cody down and he's like, all clear. The ref then goes over to pat Logan Paul down. Lo and behold, what is in his jeans trousers pocket? Another pair of brass knuckles. The crowd are now booing Logan Paul. And he's like, these aren't mine. I don't know where these came from. These are my brother's trousers. I wouldn't wear these. But yeah. So Cody now has the knuckles in hand and he's just staring at Logan Paul, and Logan Paul's walking off. He's done. He doesn't want to know anymore. He was like, I had to come prepared, etc, etc. And then as Logan goes to walk off, Cody's like, these knuckles are the difference between me and you. He's like, I don't see you as a YouTuber. I believe you're a pro wrestler, but until you respect the ring you are stood in, you are never going to be able to be on my level, and you are never going to beat me for the championship. And he basically says that he's going to win and show him what a real champion is tomorrow night at King and Queen of the Ring. So that whole segment was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I like the chemistry between Logan and Cody. They seem to work really well together all the time. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So then we move on to the next match of the evening, which was Bayley versus Chelsea Green with Piper Niven ringside. I love that Chelsea Green is getting the championship match opportunities. She is my girl, as much as Bayley is also my girl. You know I love Bayley so much, and her being champ is incredible. I just wish they would put a bit more of a spotlight on her and give her a really solid storyline with this champion. I feel like it's gonna come, but it just needs to be the right person, right time kind of thing. Anyway, I was a little bit disappointed in this match because it was literally like a 2-3 minute match. It wasn't very long at all. Like, my notes are like 4 lines for this match. There is nothing I really have to say about this match. So the bell rings and Chelsea Green is straight in with a punch to the face to Bayley. She's going. She jumps up on the rope. She drop kicks Bayley. She attempts a pin. Bayley kicks out. Sorry, I've got an itch on my back. Bayley kicks out of that pin. She then goes in and does a few more moves. She attempts another pin on Bayley. Bayley kicks out. Bayley then comes back in. She hits a rose plant to Chelsea Green and she pins Chelsea Green for the win. It literally happened within seconds. It was so fast. Piper Niven wasn't very happy with this. She goes for an attack on Bayley. She literally attacks Bayley one after another. She just doesn't stop. Eventually she walks off with Chelsea Green and Bayley's just laying the ring like out of it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe we're going to get like a Bayley Piper Niven feud at some point down the line. Clash at the Castle is coming up. They're going to try and use their Scottish wrestlers because they like to show nationality and stuff in the pay-per-views for... They like to use the wrestlers for the country the pay-per-views are in. That's what I'm trying to say. So the likes of Drew, Piper Niven and any other UK wrestlers will probably get used a lot coming up to Clash of Castle. Anyway, The next segment was a backstage segment between Nick Aldis and AJ Styles. So AJ Styles is basically coming up to Nick asking for another chance to go against Cody, another chance for the championship shot. And Nick is like, he basically says no. He's like, on a personal level, I would say yes. On a business level, I would say no, because I'm going to say no, because that's something that you need to earn, and in time you will earn that. And AJ's like, I haven't got time for this, I need that shot. And Nick is like, I literally can't help you right now, and AJ just walks off. So that's interesting. I wonder what will be going on there with AJ Styles. And then we move on to our main event for the evening, which was Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga for the final spot in the final of the King of the Ring. So we have Gunther, who has qualified on the Raw side of the King of the Ring finals, and so now we have the match between Tama and Randy for the Smackdown to face Gunther for King of the Ring. So Randy makes his way down to the ring, then Tama Tonga makes his way down to the ring, obviously assisted by Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. So the bell hits, Tama is straight in there on Randy. He's cornered Randy, punch, 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 punch. Go, go, go. You know, Bloodline, heavy. You know what they're like. They don't mess around, the Bloodline. They go for it. So yeah, he's punching Randy. Randy then throws Tama Tonga into one ringside. He then throws Tama Tonga into another ringside. He also then throws Tama Tonga into the post of another ringside. He is literally going for it. He's not giving Tama any chance to, like, move at all. And then we are up on the top rope and we have multiple punches from Randy to Tama Tonga. Again, the crowd are going 1, 2, 3 in their language while Randy is hitting these punches. So, after that, we have Tama goes for a frog splash from the ring top to Randy, but Randy rolls out the way and that frog splash doesn't hit anything. Tama literally lands on the mat. We have a lot of back and forth between them then, and I'm very surprised at this point in the match that Solo Sikoa hasn't gotten involved. We did see previous to this match a little talk between Solo and Paul Heyman saying that Tama Loa couldn't get into the country because he couldn't get past security or border control, so we know he's not going to show up and make any, like, inconveniences. So it has to be Solo if it's going to help anything, but they're just ringside. They haven't got involved or anything at this point. So yeah. So Tama is really working on Randy at this point now. The back and forth between them is going on and on. So Randy's knee's looking in like a bit of a pain at this point. He is hobbling along. He looks like he's in a bit of pain. He goes to set up for that vintage Orton on Tama Tonga. However, Tama Tonga does manage to counter this and he throws Randy over the ropes. Randy does manage to land okay, and we get back up into the ring eventually after a little bit more back and forth between them all, and still no interference from Solo Sikoa. Randy does manage to set up for that vintage Orton. He hits the vintage Orton to Tama Tonga. He is then setting up for that RKO. He's in the ring, he's doing his pound, he's getting ready for that RKO. As Tama Tonga stands up, Randy goes for that RKO, but in the corner of his eyes, well, not in the corner, straight directly, he sees Solo Sikoa jump up on the apron. Tama manages to push Randy into Solo Sikoa. As he does, Randy punches Solo off that apron. As he turns around, well, he doesn't even get a chance to turn around. Tama goes for a roll up. Randy kicks out. He stands up. He hits that RKO to Tama Tonga. 1, 2, 3. Randy's going to the finals, the King and Queen of the Ring. There we have it. So Randy versus Gunther for King of the Ring is our final. But it doesn't finish there. So Randy has won. Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa are going in on Randy. They're like, this isn't right. Tama should have won. In. They're not letting Randy get up. Boom. Kevin Owens' music hits. Kevin Owens runs down to that ring so fast in the RKO. RKO. His and Randy's t-shirt, which I love so much. I need to pick that up at some point. And he's there to obviously help his friend Randy. Solo, Tama leave the ring really quick. We've got Randy and Kevin stood in the ring. Randy and Gunther have a stare down because Gunther was sat ringside for this entire match. and that is where SmackDown ends this week. Yeah, so a lot to unpack before King and Queen of the Ring tomorrow. I'm very, very, very excited for the pay-per-view. So as far as I'm aware, we have 5 cards on the match and 1 pre-show match. So we have the pre-show match of Jade and Bianca versus Candice and Indy. Then we obviously have the finals of King of the Ring, which is Gunther versus Randy. The finals of Queen of the Ring, which is Nia versus Lyra. Then we have Becky versus Liv for the Women's World Championship. Then we have Cody versus Logan for the Undisputed Championship, and we have Bronson Reed versus Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. So we are set for a good show tomorrow. I am very, very excited. If you do want to catch Outcasted OC's predictions, we did a live show yesterday on the channel, so make sure you go back and check that. And stay tuned. There unfortunately will be no PLE watch along tomorrow as Courtney is working. I am at a family do and Ross is at a festival, so this time around there will be no live show, but I can assure you there will be one for Clash at the Castle. I will still be watching live while I'm at my family do, so I will know what is going on. Yeah, so that was this week's SmackDown, and stay tuned of course for Monday Night Raw from Courtney next Tuesday, NXT from Reese on Wednesday, and our live podcast episode next Thursday, which will be our King and Queen of the Ring breakdown. We will be back sharing our thoughts on the entire PLE. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave us a comment, and I will catch you for the next one.